What's up, everybody? I want to come over real quick and give a quick review of The Invitation, Sony's new horror picture. Now, this movie is like this movie had everything going against it. They gave away they gave away everything in the trailer. So when I saw the movie only made $7 million this weekend, I was like, yeah, that's expected. You gave away the whole movie in the trailer. And then I went and saw the reviews for the movie, and the reviews weren't that good. And I'm like, well, it's a horror movie. Horror movies are like, I don't really care what a horror movie gets. I will still watch it because I feel like all horror movies have something to give. And this movie does have a few things to give. It has a very interesting concept. And I feel like with the twist they have in this movie, they could have done a whole lot more for what they did. The biggest thing that I noticed about this movie's PG-13. But this thing was clearly made to be fucking R. This was clearly an R-rated movie that they had to do things to make it PG-13. And I can't say this movie being R would have made it better. Like, towards the end, there were some kills they did that were very generic that I'm sure they had a better idea for if it was R. But even then, those kills being better wouldn't have made the movie better. So I think for the sake of the box office, them turning this movie from PG-13, from R to PG-13, which they very clearly did, I think in the sake of this movie was the right decision because I don't think they could afford to lose to $4 million or $5 million, maybe even $6 million. They did, and this was rated R. So I think this movie has a very bad script. I think it just starts off slow. I think I get what they want to do with the beginning. Like, it starts off with her with one of the main character, Evie, doing her waitress job. And I think what they were trying to get across with this waitress scene that they didn't do very well was she deals with assholes all day, and she deals with rich assholes and this, that, and the third. And then in the twist, we get to see her have this chance to be this vampire with high status and high value and have privilege and everything. And they wanted to show how strong he was for rejecting that, even though she deals with assholes all day and how upset it makes her to deal with all these assholes. I think that's something that could have been done very beautifully, but they fucked it up. They put in a bunch of bullshit that I think got away from what they were trying to convey with Evie's character. The script didn't do a very good job of trying to make you think about her character in that way. It didn't really try to get that point across when that's very obviously what the point of the movie was. This person who's come from these bad situation and dealt with all these assholes throughout their life, getting this chance to be this person of high status, be a fucking vampire, have their world at their fingertips. And I feel like that would have been a very interesting story, but they chose to go with like she's supposed to be here for her family's wedding, right? Like, this family she meets off this site, she's supposed to be here for their wedding. But every time she's around these people, I'm just wondering, why is she not asked where the bride and groom are? She's supposed to be here for these people's wedding. They let that shit go on like 30 minutes, way too long. This twist went on for 30 minutes, way too long, because you could see it from the jump. You could see this twist from the jump. Well, you probably know the twist because it was in the trailer, but you could see it from the jump in the movie too. They held out on this twist for so long. So, like I said, the script is bad to cringe at times. Some of the lines are very cringe. The performances are good, but they did go with what they got, but it was still a bad script, bad story. The third act was, like, the ending, the kills weren't that great, but, they had to tone it down to get it back to PG-13. Something that I'm starting to notice throughout these movies, female-led movies. I don't know who wrote this movie, so it says it's directed by Jessica M. Thompson, but I don't know who actually wrote it. This is something I'm starting to see a lot of female-led movies do. The snarky, bad-mouth best friend. Like, that trope is getting a tad bit annoying. Like, it's getting a little. Like, I've seen that trope at least 3 to 4 times this year already. It's getting too much. That's something I'll give props to. Well, no, I'm not going to give that to Mac and Rita, because they did have 2 bad mouth best friends as well. I was about to give Margarita props, that movie with Elizabeth Lee a couple weeks ago, but they had the two badmouth best friends too, so it's like that trope's getting a little old for me. But yeah, The Invitation, 5 out of 10. It has interesting concepts and it has interesting things that the movie could have gone, but not enough to like make it a decent movie. It's not terribly bad, but it's not good either. 5 out of 10. Peace.